Oh shit! It's gold!
ちょっと待ってください Please excuse me while I cry
The few reasons why I'm not pulling for Eula. First reason, energy cost is 80 for her burst. So that means I need about at least 150% to 200% energy recharge. The second reason is because she doesn't capitalize on Melt and Vaporize, which is the current meta for Genshin. If your final decision to pulling Eula is whether she's strong or not, I can tell you she is strong. She will be able to clear Spiral Abyss 12. But is she Hu Tao levels of broken? No. And it's not gonna be that easy to get energy for her as well. My thoughts on her overall DPS from her trial, even with 2.4k attack and way more than 100% physical damage bonus and a 120% crit rate, which can be higher technically, it feels like she can do easily 50k damage per second, which is why I think she's strong. Yeah, so hopefully that gives you an idea on whether you should pull her or not. I guess I'll go cry with my Jean. My first impression of Eula was that she's physical DPS, so she's trash. But now that I'm seeing the numbers, it looks pretty good. But I'm only worried about the energy recharge, because you might need a lot more than 135% for sure. Fuck, I'm dying. Honestly, Skyward Pride should not be her BIS, because like if you want to get Skyward Pride, I would prefer if you would get the Wolf's Gravestone and then use the energy recharge as on your sands. Because not only does it, like if you, okay, just look at this. My Diluc with Wolf's Gravestone, not even using the attack percent sands. Okay, this is not attack percent, this is not attack percent. He has 2.4k attack with just the Wolf's Gravestone. So if you swap out for the Skyward Pride, for example, I mean it's quite 100 lower, so I'll just add that back. It's nearly 800 attack, right? Okay, let's just say it's 600 extra if you make the Skyward Pride like at level 90. So that just means that you would use the Wolf's Gravestone and you would put energy recharge on your sands. 4-star claymores. Good question. What if Sacrificial Greatsword is actually good on her? XD. She's not from yeah, right? So whatever. This one looks okay. Actually, this looks pretty good. Yeah, I think Snow Tomb is actually pretty good. This is already 7.5% at level 1. Base attack 44 weapon, which is always good. It's the highest for a 4-star. I wouldn't go with Pavonians because the base attack is only 41. And if your Sacrificial Greatsword is rank 4 or above, I think it's not bad. Plus 26 every 4. At rank 5 it's like what, 14? If you have rank 5 Sacrificial Greatsword, I think you can get a reset on every alternating cast of her E, of her skill. And aside from that, I think the best would be the Snow Tomb for sure. Oh yeah, you should definitely skip Eula for Klee, 100%. Klee is by far like the best pyro character that I have, at least, because I don't have Hu Tao, right? And she is insane, I tell you. She is utterly insane. Is she as strong as Hu Tao and Gan Yu? 100%, not even close. With these stats, Hu Tao can easily hit over double her damage. I mean, in terms of DPS, okay? I'm not talking about like just her burst and then like, oh, 130k, you know, that's, oh, it must be good. But like, her DPS looks decent enough, even though her energy cost is so high, which is like the main issue, I guess. But she will be capable of doing 30k damage per second ish for a while at least, including the team's DPS. So like, you have your officials Oz, you have the Sinian buffs and stuff. So I think you can do 30k DPS easily, which is currently, I would say the new Spiral 12 requires about 50k DPS, like to clear easily. Noob Play Game says, when roll? Yeah, I rolled. I got Jean. End of story. Dutchy Vale, very good question. So, thoughts so far? She's good or better skip? Okay. So, her DPS looks insane for a physical damage character. Okay, she is going to benefit you in places like the Spiral Abyss 11. Okay, so that's where you have the plus 75% physical damage bonus. So you definitely want to use Eula there, because you'll see insane damage numbers. So like this one over here, physical damage dealt by all whatever increased by 75%. This is insane. It's just downright insane. But you don't want to use her. Maybe you can use her for the Wicked, for the Herald, but wouldn't be ideal anyway. But assuming that in future, floor 12 changes to plus 75% physical damage bonus, and they balance this floor around having the extra physical damage, then Eula will technically be best in slot here, if they give the plus 75% damage bonus for physical, and they balance these chambers around requiring a physical damage dealer. Otherwise, you probably don't want to roll for Eula if you are trying to increase your team's DPS. But I think, to be honest, her DPS looks pretty good. But there are a few problems that you need to solve, okay? The first issue is her energy recharge. So, energy recharge on her will be very important because she has 80 energy cost. Right? So, not only that, you need physical damage bonus, which is the second stat to build. Then you need crit rate and crit damage, that's 4 stats. And you need attack, that's 5 stats. So 5 stats isn't necessarily too difficult to build, because it's not like Xiangling where you need all 6, because you include elemental mastery. But with a decent weapon, like it doesn't have to be the best in slot weapon, it can be a Wolf's Gravestone. She will do insane amount of damage. She will do an insane amount of damage. But you also need to farm the good Pale Flame 4-piece artifacts. And you also have to play her you can't just blindly, I mean, you can technically just like randomly press E and Q and whatever, but that's not how you're gonna optimize her. So there is a form of like optimizing her damage by doing a proper rotation. So you always want to do E and then into the Q and into a hold E. And what that does is that not only does it proc her Pale Flame 4-piece to give her plus 50% damage bonus, this will last throughout until the end of her burst. This extra 25% physical damage bonus will last throughout her burst. And what happens then is that without superconduct, you already saw that it hits for 130k, right? 130k without anything else, like without a Xinyan, without superconduct, without Bennett, is insane. It's actually super high. Her damage is really, really high. So you just need to fix her energy recharge, and you also need to fix getting the energy. So let me just check how much energy does she get per E, and I'll test the press and hold. E. 2 particles. Okay, that's actually really bad. Okay, so now if I hold E, was that 2? Can't tell because like these mobs are low. I just want to kill this one first. That's 3. So her press skill gives her 2 energy particles, while hold gives her 3. That's not a lot actually. It is like half of Xingqiu's skill. Because if you think about it, like to use Xingqiu's burst often, you kind of need 200% energy recharge, and this is for a burst that costs 80 energy. And not only that, I'm also using the sacrificial sword, right, which gives me two sets of E, and this in total gives me 8 to 10 particles. If she only gets 2 particle followed by 3 particles, that's only 5. And that, I mean, you're gonna need like 200% energy recharge on her, unless you have a cryo battery. But who else is a cryo battery? Like, I don't know about Ganyu, but Chongin won't cut it. Diona might. If you use her as like your healer, she doesn't really provide anything for the team though, other than like even Diona's C6 is kind of useless for Eula. And who else? You have Kaya. Kaya, I guess, is not bad. Let me just see if she has any ways of getting back energy, because otherwise the energy recharge is gonna be a huge problem. Constellations. Every time the stacks are consumed, her physical damage is... Okay, this is a lot. This is pretty huge actually. And it also increases the duration of this effect by 6 seconds after it. Wow, this is actually huge. That's 60%. Does it stack? Each stack consumed? Oh, no, it doesn't stack. So it's 30% for 18 seconds. Okay, that's not bad. C2 looks like... Oh, so minus 6 seconds on her hold CD. Oh, that is actually huge. Lightfall, sword, steel, 20%. Okay. Okay, so far I don't see any ways of getting back energy. This is quite bad though. Like, how much energy recharge does she need? I feel like it's gonna be around 200%, which is not easy to get. Especially when you're not playing her as a support, you're playing her as a carry, as a damage dealer.